Whoa! What's up, everyone? I'm Phritzy, and this is me talking to myself. You know, what's funny about this channel, Phritzy? What's talking to myself? Oh my god, I lost my brain. Hmm. What's up, everyone? I'm Phritzy, and this is me talking to myself. What is me talking to myself? Well, me talking to myself is the same thing as a person writing in a journal, except I'm speaking out loud. I'm speaking it into a camera, and the camera is not talking back at me. So I'm basically talking to myself. Also, the new camera I have, I can see my face because I have this tendency to kind of get out of frame. Well, I was still sort of in frame at that moment, but you get what I'm saying. Uh, and I'm essentially sharing my personal thoughts. It's really off the cuff. I actually have no idea where I'm going. Sometimes I have this idea where I'll be drinking a beer, which is this week. It's Friday. Most Fridays I drink a beer. If you are a viewer of this series, a follower of this series, that is. But for the most part, I actually oftentimes will have an idea of what I want to talk about, and then so go in another, and I completely go in another direction. So what's cool about today is, well, the camera's kind of switched. I'm no longer facing the other way. I'm facing my monitors. And if you look off to the side, you can actually see somewhere over here, there's a webcam still there. So I'm still using the webcam, but well, it was time to up my production value. It was actually my brother who was suggesting to me, he's like, hey dude, you have this camera. I actually had this camera for a year now, because when I started this YouTube channel, before it just kind of crashed and burned, being my fault, I bought this camera and then I hid it away because, well, I'm kind of, that's the whole point of this channel, is trying to get over my own insecurities. I had a lot of insecurities and it crashed and burned. But anyway, I've started to get a role with this channel, and I'm starting to create other things. I'm starting to get a little bit more confident. I'm starting to get a lot less scared of just talking to the camera. And so we did this, and he bought some kind of fancy lights back here. We set up a tripod, and it takes just a few more minutes of work, but I'm happy with it. I will be doing some changes with this series, not a lot, but before it was completely unedited. I am going to do some little edits, just because, you know what, I actually find edits a lot of fun. The reason why I didn't do edits at first was because I was actually hiding behind the edits. I was scared of me. If you look at my earlier videos, I have a tendency to hide my face behind the mic. It's because I'm actually really self-conscious. Even though I feel like I do have a natural charisma, I'm scared of people looking at me and judging me. I'm really scared on that. So I chose not to do edits so that I could show my awkwardness and be comfortable with people seeing it. The same thing goes with my thumbnails. I actually didn't pick specific thumbnails. I mean, I could have just picked something from here, and all I would do is pick something randomly generated from the sort of the YouTube website, and some of them were really ugly. And again, I was doing that sort of on purpose because I needed to get over being scared of looking bad, ugly, this or that. I had to be highly confident. And I'm not saying I'm highly confident, but I feel like I'm standing on my own 2 feet. So I'm going to put a little bit more effort, a little bit more push on the production value, that is. Not to hide myself, but I think it's good to build. Why the heck not? But I was thinking a lot about my brother suggesting that I should flip the camera around, and I found myself strangely accepting of it. Now, you might think that's weird. It's like, well, why wouldn't you want to up your production value? And the answer to that is, in terms of when somebody's offering help or suggesting help, and including me asking for help, I've been resistant to that. Very, very, very resistant to that. The issue is twofold. So I find myself as more of a lone wolf type. Somebody who it's like, I don't need your help. You can go away. I can get this figured out by myself. Part of it is you being burned in the past. So you might ask somebody for a little bit of help, and either they just make great judgments on you and are a complete asshole jerk. You know, like, what do you mean you can't do this? Da, 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 da. Or they help you, but then they hold it against you, or both, which is even worse. So I had a tendency to be like, well, fuck you. I'm just going to go do my own shit then. I'm just going to build my own tower. Turns out building your own tower by yourself is really fucking hard. The other issue is I would see people who would ask for too much help. In other words, they were not allowing themselves to stand on their own 2 feet. They were, in essence, inept. But it's not that they didn't have the intelligence or the personality or whatever. They could do it. They were perfectly capable, but they believed in their head that they're not. So they would just ask for help. And I'm like, I don't want to ask for help because I don't want to be useless. You know, and I actually remember having an employee way back when, and she was kind of like that. And she actually turned out to be one of my favorites because I had to sit her down and be like, stop asking everything. You know. And she turned out to be really great she had a lack of confidence. And so it's like, if I ask for help too quickly, I feel like I'm almost shooting myself in the foot. So that was why I never did. And again, accepting help. But I think, well, you need a balance. Like, yes, it is important to stand on your own 2 feet, but if you don't ask for help from anybody, well, again, like I said before, building your tower, building that business, building that thing that you love, you just can't do it. It's like the equivalent of, you know, moving furniture from one place to another. Yeah, you can move a box, but moving, say, a table that, you know, for example, can you really imagine yourself moving a full kitchen table by yourself? That's ridiculous. You need help. You need another person to do it. So I don't know. I guess the idea of asking for help and accepting help has popped up in my mind quite a few times. It's happened at work. I was talking to my boss and be like, because I'm very much like, I'm going to just do this myself. I'm not going to ask for help. I'm just going to work with the team that I have. And it's like, I need to ask for help. And it came up again with this YouTube thing. And for the last year and a half, people have been trying to offer me help, and I've just been rejecting it or being weird about it. Again, you know, my wife is pregnant and we're having a baby, and people are like, you got to ask for help. We're here for you. And it's not that you should be naive and ask for help or accept help from everybody. No, you do need to discern who you are talking to and who you are asking. Because some people, you know, they just want the leverage, and fuck that person. But not everyone. And I would say, actually, in an optimistic view, most people actually have your best intentions. I think it's easy to decide not to ask for help if you've been burned a couple times, but that's kind of like the equivalent of, say I've gone on a few dates or not dates, but I've been in a few relationships, and the girls that I've been dating they just turn out to be no good. They're controlling, or they had just their own issues. So they turned out to be bad relationships. They ended ugly. So now I've just decided I can't date. All women are fucked. Well, that's not fair. That's ridiculous. And my wife, she's fucking awesome. She's an awesome fucking woman. And if I decided, in fact, the relationship I had beforehand was fucked. That woman, God bless that woman, but she was fucked. But I decided, just because of that bad experience, that doesn't make up the population of women who could be potential partners. And, then I ended up meeting the perfect partner. But it's like, I think you close yourself, if you've been burned a few times, to opportunities. If you've been burned a couple times and you've decided that that's how it is, it's like, well, a couple people took advantage or whatever the circumstance. And, that was definitely me. That was me trying to create this YouTube channel. I was just like busting out the best thing. And like, I did have my brother helping me, and it was my brother who helped me with this kind of change of direction with how the camera's looking at me right now. He's been one of the few people I've actually let help me. But by him doing this, by me making a video the other day, made me realize that, or helped me realize that it's important to get that help. It's important to reach out. Like, I have this vision of actually creating a sustainable YouTube channel. I know it might be hard to see that. I'm kind of talking to myself right now, but I know it might be hard to see that at 65 subscribers. But who gives a fuck? If I love doing this, I love doing this. I would not be talking. I don't even know how long I've been talking at this point. But if I've been talking for this long, and I'm sharing this much of myself, just this openly, I think it's obvious that this is what I want. This is what turns me alive. This is what brings a fire, turns my hair blue, if you will. But I don't know. I think it's just time to ask for help. I think it's time to accept help. I need to do it mindfully. But it's time for me to allow people into my life. Anyway, that was fun. I hope you all have a great evening. Have a beer with me, or not, whichever you want. Peace.